choice to replace Tony La Russa as manager.
I was really surprised. Yeah, no managerial experience. Obviously, they are counting on him.
I mean,
yeah. Well, I think what they're counting on is Dave Duncan sticking around, and I would assume.
One thing that's impressed me about them, take out the Kansas State game. That was just a battle that they ended up winning. But pretty much all other games, they jump out on people, and they jump out quick, and they bury them quick to where there's no question going into that second half what's going to happen. Texas A&M, they got off to the real slow start. That's a game that A&M's looking back at that probably shifted their season in a totally different direction when they ended up losing that game to OSU. As dominant as they were in the first half over OSU, to let that slip away, that game's probably still coming back to haunt them to this day. And as Sean called in and talked about earlier, it may cost Sherman a job at the end of the year because of the spiral that kind of put them into for this season and the questions that are in their mind now going into second half, the games when they've slipped up and stuff. And they've had some bad losses that have all come in the second half of games. But most of the games this year, OSU just doesn't leave any question when you're going into the second half. They're pretty much on cruise control after that, and then it's just padding stats and putting up impressive numbers.
And that's what worries me with OU, because OU hasn't shown up until the second half.
Yeah,
but if they get so far out there, how is OU going to show up?
That's a question, because OU hasn't shown a good, those games that they get hit early, they don't respond well usually. It's usually when you see a lot of mistakes start piling up on them, they make a lot of mistakes. So yeah, if OSU jumps out on them that quickly, what happens then? Because that's what they look to do. They don't play around with it either. And that Tech game was ridiculous, how quickly they got up and how much they were up and how fast. I mean, I blinked, you looked up at the scoreboard and it was 35-0 all of a